My name is Meredith Page and I'm a junior on the women's volleyball team at Radford University. Radford really is the perfect combination for me academically and athletically. Academically, I get that small school but also big school mentality where I really get a personalized experience, and athletically I knew I could grow and compete in the program. I was really lucky with timing when it came to joining SAC. One of my seniors was the current president at the time, Grace Green, and she got us really involved immediately, all the freshmen. So I got a good sense of what the committee was about and knew that I wanted to participate very actively the upcoming year. To start out, I was just a body in the room, really. I was just representing SAC, but I recognized really quickly that Grace, our previous president, was about to graduate. So although there was people in the room that I knew were in SAC for multiple years, more than I have, I knew that I wanted to make a big effort to become president. Currently, I'm the president of Radford SAC, the chair of the Big South Conference, and the national representative to the NCAA. I think my roles always encompass planning meetings, writing agendas, talking to administration, but I think my real responsibility within my roles as an advocate is to provide opportunity for my other athletes. And I've done a really good job this year. I think we have a ton of leaders that are able to emerge from our SAC, and I'm hoping to be able to do that on the conference and the national level as well. The biggest thing I've learned, other than the sense of community that can happen with SAC, is how underutilized it is. That's not at the national level or at the conference level, but it's at the institution by the student athletes. SAC is a direct pathway to getting the student athlete voice out there and getting ourselves heard, but student athletes don't use the pathway we have. So that's a big initiative of mine, to educate student athletes and realize just the opportunity we have with the organization itself. Being able to go to the Big South annual spring meetings was life-changing for me professionally and personally. It was such an amazing experience to see the value of the student athlete. Although I was the only one in the room, it felt like the entire population was there when I spoke. Every single SWA, FAR, CEO, AD, everybody had such attention to our perspective. So that was really meaningful for me to see just how much of our opinion is wanted, as well as able to see our previous commissioner, Kyle Calander, get inducted to the Hall of Fame. And he was in that position for so long and did such a great job for such a long time. And it was amazing to see just how many people's lives he touched and how much of an inspiration he was. My perspective on conference operations has drastically changed. As a student athlete, you think win, lose, this person says yes, coach tells you to go in, and that's it. But that's truly just not the perspective that you need to have when you think of any sort of sport operation. There is so many checks and balances that are present at hand, so many people giving their opinion, fighting for their own student athletes and fighting for the student athletes as a whole. So my perspective on the operations has drastically changed. It's been absolutely amazing for me to have a direct communication with our commissioner. There's nobody else I think I look up to more than Shrika Montgomery. Not only the type of professional she is or advocate for student athletes, but just the type of person she is. And I feel incredibly confident in her ability to lead the Big South and what she's going to do for us. My specific role is to represent every athlete of the Big South to the NCAA and to every other conference that's in the room. We discuss different legislation changes, propose our own, we have a vote, and we just have different communication with different sections of the NCAA to give that student athlete perspective. I wrote a letter regarding the current employee situation with Congress. There's a couple lawsuits that are wanting to change what I believe the status of student athletes into employees and paying us, which just provides a whole issue of a trickle-down effect. And I really believe that certain lawsuit and the pursuit of making us employees is going to completely overthrow the tradition of college athletics. As an advocate for student athletes, I think it's really important for me to share my opinion and share the student athlete perspective on the ongoing issue between NCAA and Congress right now. I believe it's a threat to amateurism and it's a threat to college athletics, not only us as athletes, but all the athletes that are going to come after us. So I was very excited that I was asked to write a letter on my own personal opinion about the current issue at hand, and I haven't heard back yet, but I am anxiously awaiting, and I do believe it'll be a change. I'm currently studying a degree in business management. I am planning to go get a graduate assistantship, hopefully working in student athlete support services, academic advisor, something like that. And then from then I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from my role model, Sharika Montgomery, and hopefully work in all 3 levels of collegiate athletics, institution, conference, and national. At the national level, I'm currently looking at academic affairs.